The anime kicks off with a small group of folks stumbling upon a massive iceberg in the snowy landscape. To their surprise, they find a woman trapped inside. Their leader urges them to reach out to the arcane court for help, but their plans hit a snag when they hear a mysterious voice coming from within the iceberg. The woman claims to be a former deity who overslept for thousands of years, leading to her entrapment. She demands that they bring her the best player of the current era. Meanwhile, a reporter in a helicopter observes various games happening simultaneously, captivating viewers worldwide. Among the spectators are protagonist Faye, a handsome young man with glasses, navigating the city with purpose. The world is abuzz with excitement over the gods' games, with 3 happening at once, a rare occurrence. Despite many players participating, few emerge as winners. Entering a building, Faye surprises everyone present, having been absent for 6 months on a quest to find someone who taught him gaming in his youth. Faye is then invited by a girl named Miranda to the 17th floor. Inside the elevator, Miranda revealed to Faye that she had someone important for him to meet. It turned out to be the red-haired former deity previously trapped in the iceberg. This deity had been playing with humans long ago and ended up falling asleep under the sea, remaining stuck in the iceberg for thousands of years. Fortunately, Faye, our main character, happened to be the best player of this era. Miranda entrusted Faye with the responsibility of watching over the former deity, believing him to be the perfect fit for the job. Miranda went on to explain that in the past, spiritual beings like gods had descended to Earth, but the reason for their descent remained a mystery. She tasked Faye with uncovering why this particular god remained on Earth. It became evident that this god had a fondness for games. Faye then effortlessly predicted the outcome of a dice roll before it even landed, a feat that astonished Miranda. Suddenly, the god emerged from her room, triggering a flood of memories in Faye's mind. Upon seeing her, Faye was instantly reminded of someone important. Miranda then introduces Faye to the deity Liolshi, highlighting Faye's remarkable achievement of being the first player to win 3 games in the gods' games, an unprecedented feat that solidifies his reputation as the era's top player. With this achievement, Faye is appointed as Liolshi's supervisor by Miranda. Despite the honor, Faye finds himself awestruck as he stands before Liolshi, who strikingly resembles someone from his past. Miranda swiftly brings Faye back to reality and entrusts him with the task of overseeing Liolshi. Liolshi makes her grand entrance, startling Faye as she approaches him. Proposing a game to break the ice, Liolshi suggests they play Self-Intro Memory, a matching game where pairs of cards must be matched before asking a question. Each card contains a question, and when a match is made, the opponent must answer truthfully. Liolshi shuffles the deck, but Faye astutely observes that the entire deck needs to be reshuffled, revealing his exceptional memory skills that allow him to remember the card's positions. Impressed by Faye's honesty and integrity, Liolshi commends him for his fairness, even when facing a deity. Liolshi introduces a twist to the game by levitating the deck of cards, causing them to orbit at varying speeds. This unexpected move challenges Faye further, making memorization virtually impossible. Unbeknownst to them, Miranda covertly monitors their game through a hidden camera, adding an element of intrigue to the proceedings. The game commences with Faye taking the initiative, selecting 2 cards, but unfortunately, they don't match, giving Liolshi her turn. Liolshi leans closer to examine the cards, prompting Faye to express concern about her safety in that position. Sensing the danger, Liolshi quickly adjusts her posture by hopping onto a nearby chair to make her selections. Despite her efforts, Liolshi also fails to find a match. After several turns, Faye successfully matches 2 cards, revealing the topics hometown. Curious, Faye asks Liolshi about her origins. Liolshi shares that most gods hail from a place called the Elements, which also serves as the venue for the gods' games. It's a realm where humans can only enter through a special doorway. Miranda elaborates further, explaining that the gods' games originated from the boredom of the deities. They chose a select group of humans and bestowed upon them arises, granting them superhuman abilities or magical powers. These powers, however, can only be wielded within the elements. As a reward for winning a game, players can harness a fraction of their powers in the real world. However, if a player loses 3 games, they forfeit their arises. To complete the gods' games, a player must emerge victorious in 10 matches. Players who manage to win 10 games will receive a special celebration from the gods, the details of which remain a mystery. The game continues with Liolshi matching 2 named cards and Faye introducing himself. After a few turns, Faye realizes there's more to the game thanks to a wild card, allowing them to ask any question they desire. Soon after, Liolshi matches 2 blank cards, revealing the elusive wild card. Taking advantage of this, she questions Faye about his true intentions in wanting to get closer to her, adhering to the rule that every question must be answered truthfully. Faye opens up, revealing her plans and his genuine motives. Liolshi, having seen through everything, confesses that she liked Faye from the start and trusts him. She encourages Faye to call her Lei, signaling the beginning of their relationship. Before concluding the game, Lei asks Faye what he would have asked if he had received the wild card. Faye admits he wanted to inquire why Lei remained on Earth and why she chose him as her supervisor. Lei explains that Faye's exceptional performance, 3 wins in a short time, made him the ideal candidate. She reveals her desire to clear the gods' games with Faye as she's no longer a god herself. Lei came to the mortal realm to interact with humans, but it's a one-way trip. She can never return to godhood. Her plan is to win 10 games with Faye to regain her divine status. This revelation piques Faye's interest as Lei unveils the reward for clearing the gods' games: unlimited wishes granted by the gods. Lei then leads Faye to the divine gate, and together they embark on their first challenge, a game of hide and god seeks. The Titan god caused some minor destruction in the surrounding buildings, causing debris to fall on the participants. They quickly used their abilities to shield themselves. However, Lei was confused about why Faye wasn't using his power. Faye explained that his power was immortality, which isn't something he could just activate. Suddenly, a chunk of debris was about to fall on Lei, but she effortlessly destroyed it, reminding Faye of her status as a former god. Despite this, Lei admitted she couldn't exert her full power, finding Faye's concern for her cute. 10 minutes earlier, after passing through the portal, Faye and Lei arrived in a place that looked like a city. They encountered other participants, including Asta, whom Faye greeted. Faye mentioned his recent return from his 6-month absence, surprising Asta. Lei then introduced herself, shocking everyone with her presence, but she reassured them that she was on the human team. Suddenly, a small creature named Meep appeared, welcoming everyone and explaining that this was the Titan god's territory. Meep announced that registration for the game was closed, leaving 18 participants. A man then told his team to start the live broadcast worldwide, signaling that the game was ready to begin. Miranda watched the broadcast anxiously, hoping that Faye could lead humanity to victory in the gods' games. Meep gave instructions, with the guy reminding everyone of the Titan god's preference for battle games. The girl analyzed their chances, noting they had a 14% chance of winning with the current number of participants. However, Meep revealed a twist. The game would be a modified game of tag among the gods. Faye questioned the rules, thinking it was a regular game of tag within the city's illuminated area. Meep clarified that while they couldn't leave the lighted area, they could still lose without being tagged. They had only 5 minutes to flee before the game started, but the Titan's impatience led it to begin early. The Titan pursued them with great speed, causing the participants to scatter and hide in the shadows of the buildings. Faye and Lei found themselves with 4 others, including Asta. One participant suggested hiding inside a building for safety. Asta agreed and moved towards the entrance, but Faye stopped her, warning that the Titan likely knew their approximate location. Just as he spoke, the Titan appeared and headed straight for Asta, leaving her no time to flee. Asta's sudden transformation surprised everyone as her body turned red and her wind magic began attacking her friends. Faye quickly realized that anyone caught by the Titan would become his ally, a rule Meep had mentioned. Despite Asta telling them to run, she couldn't control herself and tagged 3 friends. The Titan also took out another participant, increasing his allies. With only Faye and Lei left, they tried to run as far as possible, knowing it wasn't safe anymore. The Titan pursued someone else, but Asta kept chasing Faye and Lei. Faye noticed that the number of players had changed from 18 against 1 to 14 against 5. However, he saw that only half of Asta's body had turned red, meaning she wasn't completely out of the game. Faye and Lei communicated silently and quickly devised a plan. They trapped Asta to stop her magic, then Lei touched her to bring her back to their team. Faye realized they could reclaim their friends, and the Titan started chasing them again. Faye then told Asta to hide, leaving only him and Lei to escape from the Titan. As they ran, Lei noticed how well they worked together, and Faye enjoyed the challenge. Lei found it fun to see humans fighting gods so seriously, reminding Faye of a girl from his past who loved games just for fun. Despite finding the game exciting, Faye was determined to figure out how to win. They found themselves surrounded by the 15 players who had been caught, leaving only Faye, Lei, and Asta on the human team. Seeking refuge, they dashed into a building, with Lei destroying the connector to the neighboring building to slow down the Titan's allies. However, the Titan was still on their trail, and they needed a plan to win. Reflecting on their situation, Faye realized they needed to make all the players switch sides to win. Lei immediately understood what he meant, grasping the game's hidden rules, which included elements of tag, hide and seek, and another undisclosed game. With a clear strategy in mind, they split up. Lei bait the players out of the building while Faye headed to the rooftop. As they executed their plan, the Titan destroyed the surrounding buildings, intending to end the game by trapping them. Faye was determined to finish their plan before it was too late. Upon reaching the rooftop, Faye faced the Titan's imminent approach. The Titan tagged Faye, seemingly reducing the human team even further. However, thanks to his power to avoid death, Faye remained on the same team, defying everyone's expectations. Despite the odds still being 16 against 3, Faye informed the Titan that the game was about to change. He explained the hidden conditions, likening the city to a game board where the gods' team took control of the pieces by tagging them. Now it was the humans' turn to play and reclaim the players for their team, similar to the game of Reversi, where pieces are flipped. As Faye elaborated, the destruction of all the buildings marked the end of the game, similar to filling the board in Reversi. The winner would be determined by the side with more pieces left on the board. Faye explained that when someone was tagged by the Titan, others changed teams without being tagged because they were sandwiched in a specific way that flipped their allegiance, following the rules of Reversi. Faye's ultimate goal was to distract the Titan, allowing Lei and Asta to take action as planned. The girls emerged from hiding and Asta strategically threw 7 participants against the wall, lining them up. By touching 2 people, they reversed the allegiance of everyone in the rows, shifting the score to 10 humans against the Titan's team. With the last building collapsing, signaling the end of the game, the humans emerged victorious. Even the Titan god accepted defeat gracefully. As everyone returned to the human world, Miranda celebrated the historic victory, marking the first triumph of humanity against the gods in 35 days. This tag game garnered record viewership worldwide. Grateful for Faye's contribution to the victory, Miranda asked about his experience partnering with the former goddess. Faye expressed admiration for Lei's impressive abilities and remarked on their remarkable synergy as a team. However, Lei humbly attributed their success not to her former status as a goddess, but to their teamwork. She reminded Faye that she used to play alone until they met, sparking memories of his solitary gaming days. Miranda reflected on Lei's strength even back then, but now, together as a team, Faye could finally pursue his dream of completing the Gods games. That marks the end of today's anime recap. If you enjoyed the video and want more of it, please support the channel by leaving a like and subscribe. Let's help us reach a current goal of 10K subscribers.